Hey! Ooh! Ah! It's so nice to be here. It's Fun Friday! Chatterboxes, it's good to see you in good form as usual. Mr. Producer's over there just solving all the tech problems in the world. And, I have one tech problem I need fixed by him, but I'll get to that in just a second. I have my little monitor. Okay, anyway, but I'm sorry, I just realized that we were chit-chatting, having a nice time with Ardyth, warming up for being here with you. Don't you love Friday evenings? I just love being here. This is my stool. What is Craft Roulette? You may be asking. We are going to talk about what Craft Roulette is in more detail, and you're going to find out soon. Thank you. But what we are is the ultimate paper crafting card making game show challenge, and we're here almost every Friday night, saving a seat just for you. I am Mary Gunn, your intrepid hostess of Craft Roulette. Ba ba ba. So, were you tapping your toes? Huh? Did you like the new music? Wasn't that great? I listened to the mix. You know, it's like a Friends mix from the 90s. But it was, I thought it was great. I really liked all of it. There's so many nuances to being on the air. And one is people don't like it when you use their music and you haven't paid for it. So we had always used free sound clips or whatever they are. And then we were starting to get flagged because they had changed their policy. And so thank you, patrons. You bought us a license to buy all that music and be able to use it. So thank you, patrons, very, very much. Did you like the slideshow, though? Was that like the cutest little things with all those bright colors and the rain? If you need a kind of a card to pick somebody up, if you feel like you need to make somebody's day a little brighter, go to that gallery at craftroulette.live and pick one and just copy it. It's so good. There's over 200, and I think there were 6 process videos already. You guys are coming on strong with the process videos, and I'm loving it. I don't have any housekeeping, but if you would get that thumbs up out of the way if you feel like that's something you'd like to do, we'd appreciate it. And share this with some crafty friends. That would be awesome too. And if you haven't subscribed, we'd really appreciate you be part of our clan right here on YouTube, because we are really close to hitting a milestone of 5,000 people. So that would be great. Go ahead and do that for us. We would like that. We do have some spin sponsors to tell you about this month. The Paper Crafters, such a long title, Paper Crafters Get Organized Summit. And it's real little print, but that's a good one. We're going to talk to Justine more about that next week. And this calls for confetti. I've been enjoying making some little shaker cards using some of their fun confetti and whimsy stamps. I used some of their dies just yesterday. Great stuff all. Make sure if you are buying something in the next month or so to go and visit our spin sponsors and tell them that you came from Craft Roulette. It means a lot to them and a lot to us. So thank you very much. We at Craft Roulette are not sponsored by any companies. We are individuals. We don't have a single person moving our strings, and we like it that way. But we do have patron support. So if you are in the market of being a patron of the arts and keeping us live right here on Friday nights and Tuesday nights, we would appreciate you joining us on our patron blog. I did want to say happy birthday to a couple patrons that I missed last week, including Sylvia Aeronaut, Marianne Hill, who made my squish box bot named Hill and this beautiful sweater, and Crafty Al. I didn't realize it was Crafty Al's birthday this week, so one of our guest crafters, Crafty Al. Salute to all. We'd like to also welcome 6 new patrons: Lori Brock, Kimberly Donowski, Betsy Eigenberger, Kimberly Barrett, Jenny Crane, and Tamra Andrews just came in this afternoon. So welcoming. We want to be so welcoming to you. There's a lot. We have so much to offer. And I do send you all a message and tell you about different ways to find things on our patron blog and on our patron section of the website. So hang on. There's a lot there. We always have a long list of stuff we want to do too. And one of those things is to have a little video to welcome you and tell you how to move around. So hopefully we can get that done soon.
It's somewhere on my checklist.
Oh my. we've got checklists of checklists, but it's okay. We do have some merchandise. Ardyth has on her Craft Roulette shirt, and I have on my super glue guys. You will see them later on the wheel. And do look in if you need to have a new little t-shirt for your spring wear, or if you're in the southern hemisphere for your fall wear. It's always good fun, and we appreciate you helping us out by buying a little something here and there. We also have wonderful mugs, including my favorite, the new Whodunit mug. You know, I don't know how many mugs we have, but we're getting to the point that you could have a different mug every morning. So the seven mug club. Oh my gosh, whatever. Well, let's get this young lady on the show for the 9th time from Ontario, Canada. She's smiling. She's beautiful. It's Ardyth. Welcome.
Hello. I'm so happy to be back.
It's always so fun to have you.
I had our lost count. Is it really 9?
Yeah.
Wow.
You're almost a zero hero.
I'm an old pro.
You are. And we did have our pre-show meltdown, not meltdown, but panicking, or not panicking, because we've had it where there were things going on. There's so much, like Mr. Producer was saying, there's so much to this show that can go wrong. And he just sits over there and does all the buttons and things. And Ardyth, you can follow her for tech tips because because she's really found out the main tech tip, which is turn it off and start over again, right?
Exactly. Works every time eventually.
Eventually, that's right. You were telling me before the show that your name means flowering field. I had no idea. That's so pretty.
Thank you.
Is that a language kind of thing, or?
It's a little unclear. There seems to be like a Hebrew name that kind of, it isn't Ardyth, but it kind of relates to Ardyth.
Okay.
And there's also a Welsh name, and I think it's the flowering fields comes from the Welsh side.
Okay. All right. Well, I like it. We were talking about what she might like if the wheel gives her way. And so we were talking about flowering fields. For those who have not met you, and I know there's a few because we have a lot of new friends, could you tell us a little bit about Miss Ardyth?
Sure. I'm a card maker in Toronto, Canada, and I've been making cards for since 2006. I'm not sure I can do that math anymore, but a long time. And I started at Stampin' Up. I started blogging in 2012. I started my YouTube channel in 2017. And when I had a milestone birthday, that was my goal for that year. And yeah, so now I'm just, making weekly videos and really enjoying coming on Craft Roulette well, 9 times now. I can't, it's been what, 3 or 4 years now?
Yeah, we're starting our 4th year. So you were in the
Yeah.
first year.
For sure, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I wasn't in the single digits or anything, but I was
No.
early on.
Early 30s.
Early 30s.
Early
Because we
30s,
started
okay.
on number 21, having a guest.
Well, and I remember being somewhat, what's the word, skeptical when you contacted me, and I was like,
Now she tells us.
What is Craft Roulette?
Gosh, that's a great segue. Shall we just go from it there right now? No, we were going to go a little longer, but that is your line for today. Well, we were all kind of developing what is Craft Roulette at that time too. So
I'm so glad I said yes, because what a great bunch of people, and just so supportive. I've met so many. I see so many people commenting on my videos and reaching out, and I really enjoy it. So I'm really appreciative.
We love them. They're just wonderful. They really are. Glitter fairies all in their own right, just spreading nice little comments and encouragements. It's a great thing. And I'm real glad you came on too, my gosh. You've even been on like 3 panel shows, and you were a guest crafter when I took my hiatus, and you're just solid.
I've done it. You know what? The last time I was on, I think I got every parameter I wanted. Like I've used up my wheel luck probably for the next 9 times. So I'm not expecting an easy time tonight.
You've had some interesting wheels.
I have. Yeah.
But you've persevered. And I think the weirdest one was
and the colors and oh yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm. There was like a 6x6 that I remember that it had a car in it or something, and it was a toughie. But we're so past that. We've grown past that.
That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. Give us a challenge.
Every week we keep coming back, but I'm really glad to have you here. And so are you. Oh, paperclip. How do you feel about paperclip as a random? Does that like?
I don't know what I would do. I really don't know what I would do, because I mean I have paper clips in the house, but not. I'm trying to think if I have a paperclip stamp. I feel like I used to have like a planner set that had a paperclip stamp in it.
Funny. Well, you can just take one of those dies from the wall and just bend it into
my die wall.
Bend it into a paperclip. Yep. Now, okay. So I will tell you all something about Ardyth. I always say she is my favorite teacher on the internet. She truly is. I'm not kidding. And you just did something. Now you're getting hot again. You did something about your little organization and things just recently. And I thought, wow, maybe it was an old one that I just saw, with the way that you made those frames.
Oh, with these?
Yeah. Yep.
Yes. Yeah, that was, what I was finding was I was always flipping through my dies, which I keep my stamps and dies in plastic pockets, in drawers. And I seemed to be, every time I wanted to make a card, I was flipping through and pulling out the same die. And I thought, this is ridiculous. I need to keep it out somewhere where I can see it. And I know people have magnetic walls and stuff. So I just went on Amazon and I found these sheets of magnets and these frames that fit them, and put them up on my wall. And now all my favorite words are up there. And let me see if I can, there's my nesting circles and rectangles and squares, like all those dies that I use all the time. So yeah, and there's my Gemini Junior right there, and all my plates. Like, that's my die cutting station right there.
That's how good a teacher she is. She
That's
can
right.
point to stuff behind her without even looking.
Yeah, she knows her stage right from her stage left, or camera right and camera left, and that
Yeah.
is not easy. So well done. Well,
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to seeing what you get tonight since you used up
Me
all your
too.
mojo. If we
Me
get the
too.
weirdest combination ever, or what what we'll get, who knows? But whatever it is, we're going to face it. We're going to make something unusual or something splendid, or somewhere in between. But you had a question for me.
I do. What is craft roulette?
You didn't forget it. You don't ever forget anything. You're wonderful. Let's find out. We'll be right back.
What is Craft Roulette? Craft Roulette is a live paper crafts challenge show where the goal is to complete a project that has been randomly selected by the spin of a wheel. There are 4 categories we spin for: project, colors, element, and random. Each category has 24 possible options with a combined possibility of 331,776 unique projects. Whoa. We're live every Friday at 6:30 p.m. Central on youtube.com/craftroulette. Please like and subscribe. Each week we bring on a special guest crafter to create along with us and share their unique take on the challenge. You can play too. Complete a unique project of your own using the same 4 parameters set in this episode. You'll have 48 hours to contribute by submitting pictures of your project through the submission form on craftroulette.live. Contributions are featured on marygunfund.com's weekly episode blog and the next episode. Let's recap last week's episode and submissions.
Yep, that's what we do almost every Friday night, and we really would like to have you join us as often as you can. It's just a special treat to have you here. We do also like to celebrate some achievements that we have every week, and this week we ended up with 235 contributions. That's electronically submitted cards, which has brought us up to 14,260 cards altogether that you all have sent to us over the 3 years plus a few months. Look at all those pins drop in. Look at all those pins drop in. That's fantastic. Look at you guys all over. Well done. Hey, hola, Chris. you can see our little South American friend down there. That's Chris. I like to say hola to her. So yes, Heather Wong, we have Asia now. So you bet. And we've got Nigeria and South Africa. Lots of friends in Australia. Saba in the Caribbean. That one that's just kind of out there is a tiny little island. It's very fun to have you guys join us. It does make the world smaller, and I think that's lovely. So we're going to look at my card. There it is. I made a peekaboo card. I used first grade colors, and rain was the element, and we had to edge distress. So it's fun to look through the gallery. Of course, when I look through the gallery, I get sidetracked and I forget what the parameters are. I just start looking at the cards and enjoying them. But if you look through the gallery and then you keep those little ideas of what the parameters are, it's really fun to see how people twist and contort sometimes the parameters to fit on their cards, but it's really a treat. And that is all found on craftroulette.live. There's an episode, all 158 before episodes, and they have galleries and process videos and achievements and all sorts of wonderful things. And just if you have a little downtime, it's a wonderful site to spend time on. So that was me. We enjoyed our time with Therese Calvert. She's a lovely lady from Australia. It was in the morning when she was joining us, and she went completely a different way to do her card than I did. She was raining meteors. So,
meteor shower.
A meteor shower, yes. And so it was a completely different thing, which was really kind of funny because this is not Therese's style at all. I was just like looking over on the other side of the screen thinking, who who's really over there? That can't be her, but she's floral. She's all flowery, but she just really rallied and made something really cute. A lot of fun. Well done.
Shall we bring Ardyth in for this next part?
We didn't remember to ask before, but Ardyth, we would love to have you join us and just watch the achievers go past, kind of like a little parade.
Sure.
And there she is. We're going to be recognizing and welcoming our first timers, those who have hit major milestones. Don't really have too many this time, but 25, 50, 75, etc. And our leading ladies. Plus, okay, so before we get started on this, I have a post coming out on our Patreon blog tomorrow all about our bonus gallery, which is a patron option extra. And because it's not used enough, and I want to see it just whacked out fun, because it's a lot of fun. So I do have a wonderful little thing about that tomorrow. But leading late, and there's a why I wanted to say that is because there's a leaders board on the bonus gallery also for patrons. And so if you look at one of our patrons, Patty Beck, who has 153 cards, and you go, I can't ever catch her. You can catch her on the patron bonus board. She's the leader there too.
It's two separate counts.
But it's two different counts. It doesn't count for your total cards and et cetera, et cetera. But she only has 29, so you really can catch Patty. We should get a t-shirt, Catch Patty. And then new to Club 52, which means nothing except bragging rights. So let's see who those people are. Welcome first timers, Sarah Treadle from Colorado. See how her little person's peeking? Donna Lewis from Japan. First time, right? First wow. Japan. Yeah, perfect. Kelly Shermer from New York. Nice ink blending, reminds me of you. Donna Murphy Valley from Arizona. Don't you love that little guy? Kiki C from Virginia is also a first timer. I loved how they fit that rain in there. Our first timer, Cat Air Rent. I like that. Thank you very much. Did I do okay? Major milestone achiever Jay Thomas has hit 25 cards. Well done, Jay. Lynn Severson has now 50 cards sent in. I like umbrellas. I do. Carmen Broxma has also 50 cards. She has a lot of process videos. 5K, now 6K Lamone has 125 cards sent in. That is a major milestone. Smurf Murphy is one of our leading ladies with 119 cards. Peekabooing. Jackie Muller is her twin in Australia with 119 cards. Jackie Jackpot Muller. Kathy Herring has sent in 123, 123 cards. Cute, Kathy. 5K, now 6K Lamone has again sent in 125. She is a leading lady. Ellen Card Monkey Jarvis has sent in 136. She's never missed a week. Hee-haw. And there's that Patty Beck with 153. And there's her confetti. She has never missed a week since episode 5. Welcome to Club 52 and Schmidt. Well done. Tammy Williams from Massachusetts has also sent in 52 cards. That's a whole year. That's a lot. Crystal Wyckoff, you've sent in 52 cards. Well done. I think we have one more. Kathy Morris from Clarkston, Michigan has sent in 52 cards. And look at that little cute frog. Club 52 doesn't have any special lounges. It doesn't give you any kind of flight privileges. You don't get extra almonds on in-flight service or anything. You get nothing. But you do have the bragging rights that you have sent in 52 cards. That is an entire year of cards. We're not even on 52 weeks. We're on 51 weeks. So figure that one out. I can't do that math. Anyway, we do really appreciate that you have spent time taking those parameters, shaking them up, and figuring out a card and sharing them with us to be inspired. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful time, and I thank you. So, once we get that done, though, Miss Ardyth, then we get to start talking parameters. Are you ready?
Ooh, I'm ready.
Let's do it. You don't get nervous anymore about this moment?
No, it's out of my hands.
That's healthy.
I like what you've done with the colors, though. I think that's changed since I was last here, and I like that.
Yeah. I think I've liked it too, and it's not like the colors are not there. The parameter isn't there anymore. It still has flavors and nuance and an ambiance of each kind of color that we do put up there, but it just doesn't tell you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to get up in the morning.
You still get to see everyone's interpretations. You want to zoom in just one smidge?
Yes, sorry. Two smidge.
Okay.
Two smidge. Yeah, it does still open everybody up to interpretation, and they can figure out all sorts of different ways to get that little color that they want instead of going. Remember when we wouldn't get red, or we couldn't use green, and it was horrible. So this is just completely different, but we like it a lot now. So one thing that our patrons get to do is they get to veto a couple parameters, and they have chosen several. For color, boy, I had to tell them, please vote. We had a tie until about 4 o'clock this afternoon. For color, they said no birds. Number 16. For element, they don't want collections. Number 13. And for random, they care not for add wings. And there it is, number 18. Add wings. I don't know. I think that's really fun. I don't think it's going to leave until we get it. Okay, that doesn't mean that you cannot use those parameters if it fits in the parameters that we do get. But it just means that if we land on those, we're going to spin again, and Mr. Wheel does not get to say, you have to use bird colors, you have to use collections, and you have to add your wings. But we also like to ask you, our guest, would you like to veto this week?
Oh, no.
No paperclip?
No, and you don't have purse card on here either, do you?
Purse?
That's usually my favorite one to veto.
Purse card came and went, and it was good.
Yay!
It was really a great gallery.
I remember seeing it because everybody tagged me. Everybody. So I saw a lot of those cards.
That's really
and they
funny.
were good. They were good. I like to make up my mind quickly, and I just don't know what I would be able to do with that one.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give you one more chance to veto paperclip since you don't have one in your room.
Okay, let's veto paper clips.
I just feel I would
healthy.
feel better.
It's a healthy veto.
I would feel better. I don't want you to not have a good night. And also, we like to ask our guests, what if Mr. Wheel is feeling very generous? What would you like him to choose for you?
Let me see. I love a square card.
Yes,
so
I do.
I think with that number 13 in the project.
Square. Mm-hmm.
And then because of my name, I would choose Flowering Field, which I believe is number 21. I just think that gives you so many options. Like there's a nice base of green and blue, but all the colors in between you could use. Mm-hmm. And then if I got Flowering Field, then I think for element, I would want plant.
Yeah.
And then random, I love gingham and plaid, so that's number 19. So I think that would be my ideal pick on
tonight's. I think that would make a beautiful card. I could see you absolutely doing something fantastic on that. So I hope we get at least some of them, and we have had some guests get their way. Not the norm, but we do.
It's not for me. No, not usually me, but that's okay.
Well, let's give this guy a warm-up. See if he's contrary tonight. You like those too, sire? Yeah, I think so. Well, she's got good taste. For project, what will we get? Will we get a square card? Or a thanking of you or something like that? Number 17, a card on a card. Okay, we're going to talk about every one of these parameters and figure out what they mean and how we're going to interpret them. For colors, Yes, Heather Telfer's here. Yes, those are. Those look
hi,
like
Heather.
something you could work with. Sky View for colors.
Oh, I can do
Yeah.
that.
Okay, and for element, well, we get plant. Nope. We got table. Everybody's favorite table. You're an accountant. You know tables.
Yep, my brain already went there.
I love it. And for random, sky view tables. But they're just colors and elements.
We gotta spin again.
We got spin again. We got add wings, and that is vetoed. We're not going to have to add wings to our table. That's pretty good, actually. That's a good choice. White spots or dots. Okay. All right.
White spots or dots?
Yeah. My favorite.
Hmm.
Gel pen comes to mind.
Okay. So
Okay,
this is
let's-
no walk in the park.
No,
But-
but it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
I think table's going to be the tricky, but once you get it, you'll get it.
Mhm.
Okay. When we do our projects here at Craft Roulette, we are all we want to see your interpretations. We want to see your art projects. We don't tell you what to do. We don't tell you where to put any kind of paper, what size paper or anything like that. We just say, here is what you have, these 4 parameters. Now you go have a good time. We don't teach here. We don't sell anything here. We're just going to make something, I hope. And we consider it an art project. So there's your interpretation. It could be very literal, like, hey, Google, what's a table? To, hey, Google, what's a table that was made
What are
by
all the different
Picasso?
kinds of tables?
Yeah. What are the definition of a table? And then you get this whole long list. Think about yourself. Think about what kind of tables come along in your life every day. Let's talk about each one of those. But we want to see a variety. That's what we love, and we are never disappointed. So it's up to you to decide what to make, and we're going to like whatever you do as long as you include those 4 parameters. All right, card on a card. Card on a card can be an actual folding card on top of a folding card. But it could also just be a small drawing of a card on a card. You know, it just came to my mind thinking about that is a tabletop with cards sitting on it that could just be drawn. Did you get that too?
I did. It wasn't my first one, but it was my second one.
Uh-huh. That could be very cute. Think of all
Yep.
the small stamps you could use for card fronts. That could be really, really
You could
stinking cute.
even, instead of drawing them, you could make tiny little cards sitting on your table.
for
Like
real
little
ones.
open ones. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're really good, you can make origami explosion cards that are on top of a little tiny table with little tiny lawn fawn animals all around it.
Okay. Let me just look at my clock here. I don't think I have time to learn origami tonight.
Well, they never leave out. They always have that last step, or the step right before the last step is always missing, so you never can get to the end. That's how I figured it out.
I never made it that far.
Oh, you do what? You put what? No, I'm not an origamiist. We'll leave that to Karen Burniston. Anyway, yes. So you can just have a card that has like a joy fold, where you have the basic card and then you have another card that folds on top of it. Anything that's going to have a card on top of, you could put a slimline card on a mini slim on a regular slimline card if you want to do something like that. You can have an actual card on a card to make it an interactive kind of card, or you can have it as an imagery kind of card on a card. So I think that'll be fun. I think you got playing. Okay, we're seeing some things. You could have playing cards. Mm-hmm.
Amanda said a bouquet of flowers with a card tucked in it sitting on a table.
Oh, Amanda.
That's taking care of everything
brain.
with just that one idea.
She's good. She is good. Greeting cards. See, I was still stuck on greeting cards. A cute cafe scene would be nice. Oh, yeah. Yeah. a cute little cafe scene. That would be good.
Some clever people out there.
Oh, there are. They are so good.
Mhm.
We rely on them.
Playing cards on a table, yeah.
Yep. Dogs playing poker. That's right. That old picture. I always
On
like
Black
that
Velvet.
one. Yes, and if you have how about an Uno card? You could even put Uno cards on and make a table out of Uno cards. I mean, you could do all sorts of good fun things, mashing them up to
You
make
could
it all
cut up
happen.
a playing card if you wanted to sacrifice it and put it on the card.
I've been meaning to go downstairs and get some cards out because there's a lot that you can do with a playing card, and I know we have some less than full decks. And we haven't used them in 20 years anyway. So
Mary, are you playing without a full deck? Is that what you're saying?
Full
Yes,
confidence.
can I
Full
lie down
confidence,
and tell you
straight
about
ahead, No looking back.
Some days I'm only at 38. I think tonight I might be at 41 and a half. So, Skyview for a color palette. Obviously, blues, grays. You said you had a bunch of new Catherine Pooler grays. So.
I do. I have the new Catherine Pooler gray inks that I've been dying to play with.
So you could include like a stormy palette.
Yep.
Yeah. With some blue.
Or a
you
night
can always
palette. You could do a night palette.
Even sunset or sunrise.
Yes.
And did you get to see any of those northern lights, or are you too much in the city? I heard there were some great northern lights.
Yeah,
You could do that too.
I would have had to have been aware that it was happening and probably made a little trip. I would like to see the northern lights sometime, though.
Yeah, you probably only had 49 and a half cards that night, so
Yeah.
But so Skyview is going to be open too, except kind of, when you are sending in a card, tell us how you have used these things, so we can understand and enjoy it. Enjoy your cleverness. Table. Okay, when I put table on here, I thought, okay, there's the physical table, like dinner table, dining room table, whatever you got there. And then I also thought like the times tables, you could do a math problem. Never.
There you go.
You could do, but you could, that'd make a cute birthday card, wouldn't it?
Yeah. You could even do like a tablecloth.
Yes.
And just imply that the table is there.
Right. The sneaky way to do that. Somebody said pool table. That was a great idea.
Oh, yes.
Ping pong table and train schedule table, schedules, accounting. If you have some ledger sheets kind of things, you could write some tables, or if you have an old checkbook or something that you never use anymore, one of those tables. So you can have fun with tables too. I don't think it's going to be just, I've got to make a wooden table. It's not that. It's not that at all. We're going to, table of contents in a book.
That's a good one.
That is, mesa is a word, means table. So you could have a land formation. I like this. The periodic table.
Oh, smart.
We have the smartest audience in all of
No
craft.
kidding.
Yep, we do. I love the periodic table personally. I think it's a wonderful piece of
Do you know that
brilliance.
song? My kids know the song where it goes like from helium and
Organ to zinc.
The whole thing. They know it.
No, and I took
My
a
daughter's in
couple
engineering, so
semesters
she
of-
needs to know stuff like that, but that's how she memorizes it.
Wow. I took a couple semesters of chemistry, but I couldn't tell you that. But I can tell you that the carbon atom is ubiquitous. So there you go. That was
Got your money's worth.
the name of the first chapter in my organic chemistry book.
Carbon is ubiquitous?
It was actually the ubiquitous carbon atom, to be precise. Yeah.
Very profound.
And then white spots or dots. If you have a white gel pen, they could be big or they could be small. They don't have to. Spots can be big. You can do circles. Yeah. So it's not just a that doesn't have to be like also add. That can be something that you can use as part of your design too. Or it can be an also add. It'll just be fine. You could put, depends on what you're going to do. So is your brain now exploding with all sorts of ideas?
Well, my brain tends to like land and then not be able to move very quickly after that. So once I got the sky, I started thinking about airplanes, as I do, because my son's a pilot, and recently completed a big portion of his training, so that was good. So I'm thinking of a plane. Got to figure out how to get the table in, but I'm even thinking I can manage that.
Mm-hmm.
So
a plane. Well, we have a pilot that sends in cards routinely, Greg Hiltbrand, and he often draws, and he's very artistic, and he does all sorts of really interesting cards. But you could have a little model airplane on a table.
Oh, that's good thinking.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking I might do like like a grid, like a table.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then make the airplane out of it.
That could just be a pattern.
Yeah, it could be
absolutely.
a pattern.
That's what I was thinking.
Uh-huh.
So on my card, I'm thinking I'm going to go back to something I used to do, which is to have a 4 1/4 by 5. Well, actually, I could do a square. There's nothing here saying I can't do a square, right?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So I do like a flat card, like a postcard, and then I put a card on top of that that's slightly smaller.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a reversal. Instead of putting a smaller panel on top, you put a smaller card on top of a panel.
On a mat. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
A joyfold would be just absolutely really good for that, I think.
I don't know what a joyfold is.
I'll pull one out for you while you're getting your stuff and show you, because other people are going to want to know too.
I'm a big fan of a Z fold, a Z fold.
Z.
We say Z fold, but
I know, it's so cute.
You know what's so funny? Our airports, so Toronto Airport is, I should say YYZ, but we don't. We say YYZ, and we say YTZ for the other airport. Even though we should say, I know.
You're getting a little too close to America. You better get that border a little more secure. We're starting to creep in. Our Z's are coming to get you. All right. Well, let's go ahead and enjoy this word from In Review, my favorite Tuesday 6 o'clock show. And we'll be back ready to craft. Shall we? Okay, let's do it. Hi, Dave. Does card making ever wear you out? Are you just having one of those days? Do you ever say to yourself, I wish there were more craft roulette on each week? Well, have we got good news for you? In Review is like part 2 of Craft Roulette, which features you, our card contributors. It'll be easy to find because it airs here on our Craft Roulette YouTube channel. We go live almost every Tuesday evening at 6:30 p.m. Central, and we do a number of fun things during the show, including Mail Call, where I share some of the nice cards and goodies people send us. Our Card Showcase, where we take a longer look at some of the contributions sent in from the most recent episode. And our Who Done It Mystery Game, where I recreate a card from the most recent episode's gallery, live on air. Everyone in the live chat gets to try and figure out which card I'm recreating. So, if you want more of what we do on Craft Roulette, you'll love our show, In Review. The Whodunit Mystery Game is just a game, and we do not actually solve mysteries, but we do actually solve mysteries. The show is supposed to be on Tuesdays, but we reserve the right to reschedule as necessary. Mary will not always know what she is doing, especially with buttons and or math. Stretchy pants and snacks are not required, but advisable. Please bring a friend. Too much fun for one person included.
You're back.
I'm back? But I'm not ready. Okay, I gotta get some. I'm looking for a stamp set that has a lot of little stamps. So I can make cards that are going to go on top of a card table. A card table. Okay, and I'm looking for my... What was it? That one kind of card. I'll know it when I see it. Not Z-fold. It's a Joyfold. That's what it is. That's what I'm looking for. I know I saw it in here today because I was checking it out. You want to see my samples while I'm sitting here? You don't... I have all these samples here, so if I get a certain card type, I can talk to you about it. That's Dutch Door. That's Dutch Door. That's Retiform. That's Explosion. That's Bookbinding Gift Card. That's Matchbook. That's Z-Fold.
You're reading.
Z-Fold.
Okay,
That's Easel. Yeah, I've got them right there, so I don't have to even think. Right fold, left fold. That might work for this. Oh, that's what it is. That's a Joyfold. I called it a right fold, left fold. So that I won't be left without... See, and it's just... You can have a whole card front if you want. You can do whatever you want, of course. But I like to cut it off just a little bit and then have a smaller card that goes over on the right side. And then you can cover that up too. I just left that open so that you can see how it actually, the mechanics. Or you can put this on the back and cover that up back there. Or you could scoot it in if you wanted to. You can do all sorts of things because you're a card maker. By golly. We want you to be a card maker extraordinaire. Okay, so my sky view. These are my thinkings. Well, we've got the table. So you can see trees from in the sky. So those are going to be probably table. Oh, Mr. Mike, how you doing? And then you can have a sunny, bright day. So I brought over some yellow. And you can have some sunset colors, so I brought some pink and peach. You can definitely have a blue color, and you can see trees. So I'm going to go down just a little bit. There we go. Not too much. And that's what I think I'm going to work with. I think I'm going to get a mat that will maybe a dark blue might be pretty. Or
We're going to bring Ardyth back in.
Kind of a star. Let's see what she found. All right, Ardyth.
Oh, hello. Well, as I said, I kind of landed on something and I'm going to go with it. So I've got this is going to be my base, which is 4¼ inches by 4¼ inches. And this is my favorite size of card. Because I like the symmetry of a square, but I also I like that this will fit into an A2 size envelope and not require any extra postage. So that's what I'm doing with that. And then I've cut a smaller square card that I'm going to end up gluing on here like this. So it'll kind of open that way. Mm-hmm. I'm going to add some ink to this base. And I'm going to use, this is a new Catherine Pooler color that's coming out on Wednesday. This is called Slate, which is a deep gray, but it's quite a cool bluish gray. So I think it's good. I'll put my sky on my smaller card.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Oh, and then I got out this is an old favorite. This is my favorite biplane stamp that I'm going to add. To my sky, and here's my table. I don't know if you can see that. It's a big grid.
I can't see it.
Okay.
So it's going to be your
table. I'm gonna do that. Yeah.
That'll be brilliant. I like it.
So that's my thinking. How about you, Mary? What are you doing?
I'm going to go with the cards on a table, greeting cards on a table, since that just seems appropriate. We had ink or edge distress last week, and I guess I'm still in the mood. So I'm just roughing up these little edges.
How are you going to make a table?
Well, I'm actually roughing up this paper while I think about that. I'm buying time.
So you're going to hand make it?
Yeah, I'm just going to use cardstock. And you
know what I just thought of?
Oh my, what?
Oh, okay. So you make your card. It's like the table looking down on it, and I've got a placemat, and I've got little silverware and a plate die, and then you make like a little place card.
Yeah. Oh, that's too good. This is too good.
So
okay,
I
love that.
I might have to change my direction here.
Picnic table, Brian says. That's a good idea.
Orchard Girl just said, in gems, there is the table facet, which is a flat surface on a cut gem.
Oh, so you could do a diamond or something.
Oh, yes.
Wow, aren't we going to have a good time? This is my
who
night
knew
sky.
Table could be interpreted so many ways.
Well, I sure didn't, and I put it on there. I figured, there's a couple ways you can use it, and that's good enough. They'll figure it out.
I panicked at first.
Now they're just like, table's the best thing that's ever happened. I love it. Yeah, it was a little bit of a moment, wasn't it? But you're coming up with all sorts of ideas now. I wonder if that could be a flap, like a card, and put a sentiment under there, inside the tape, like a drawer flap, and that would be a card. I'm getting more. I'll probably have multiple cards on the table at this point. I have a little doily too. That might look kind of cute. All right. So
okay, I thought I'd
with...
lost sound again there for a second.
Oh, that's a horrifying thought.
I was just about to start panicking. Oops, I lost my sponge. I just walked away to get something. Sorry. No,
I don't think this is sticking worth a hoot. I thought What else is new in the Ardyth world? What have you been working on besides your videos? When do your videos come out? We never really talked about that.
Yeah, usually I put my videos out on a Friday, so I had one go out today about card making mistakes and how to fix them.
Oh, that's always good.
Yes. So yeah, I've been working ahead a lot because the next Card Maker Success Summit is coming up in August. And so I needed to have my stuff done for that. And I'm also part of the, your sponsor, Paper Crafters Get Organized.
Right.
Is that what it's called? Yeah, I'm part of that as well. So I've been working on that, and that's going to be fun. That's next weekend.
I think everybody wants to be organized. And it's such a huge concept.
I think it's for sure. And there's so many, like, depending on, who you are, what your personality is, what crafts you do, what types of things you use, it's all going to be different, right? So I think, having 27 of us talking about things, I think is really going to be a great opportunity for everybody to find something that they like. I mean, we've got people talking about very specific things, and we've got people taking a more kind of, general philosophical view of things. So I think there's really something for everybody.
That's great. Yeah, I got my free ticket. I'm ready.
Excellent.
Yeah, and we will be giving away VIP passes this month.
Oh, awesome. And I know
So-
Justine is coming on next, during
Next
the summit. She's coming on.
Next
Mhm.
So
week?
that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, next week. Isn't that right?
Yep.
I know that because I asked Mr. Producer if he wanted a tech call with her, so that's how I know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my dead giveaway. Who's coming on? Otherwise, it gets kind of blurred. Sometimes I get
Right.
lots going on, but yeah, that's good to hear. I think there's different card making hobbies. There's card making, then there's buying, then there's organizing, which honestly I like organizing things.
I do too.
But when you have so many little things going on, it does get kind of confusing.
Yeah.
And so it's nice to have somebody to hold your hand. And even if you just get one or two good ideas, the whole thing will be worth it.
Absolutely. Well, my topic is how to use magnets in your craft room. So obviously my die boards is one of them, so we go into detail about that. But
I see.
I also have magnetic swatches for my inks. And
Okay.
I find them very useful for for lots of things. And so I'm talking about that as well.
Sweet.
Okay,
Well,
so
you'll be very organized, like you always are. I am sure of it.
that's my tablecloth. I'm not sure it's what I want it to be, but maybe I'll do that.
I like this so far. It's very different. Never thought of a card like this before. It's kind of exciting.
I really like it when you can end up with something that you would never have thought of on your own, but you still like it.
Right. And I hear lots of feedback that Craft Roulette is real good at that. So, honestly, I'm doing a series on our patron blog called Card Crimes, and it's things that I have made that were horrible on Craft Roulette. And I'm remaking them to trying to get redeemed.
Right.
And it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
Some of them really shouldn't have made the light of day, but what are you going to do when you're here, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just got our first contribution.
Oh my gosh, Karen Goddard, she's fast. Well done, Karen.
Goodness.
It's Saturday morning for her, and she just gets right after it. She's probably going to go out and help Farmer Ray in the garden. They have fantastic gardens. Her husband has an Instagram channel, Farmer Ray, I think is what it's called. And and he puts all sorts of really pretty flowers and different things on it. I enjoy it. We sent her a mug. She got 100 cards sent in, so she got a mug.
Oh, is that why it's called the Mug Club?
Yes.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
I always thought it was just the weirdest thing, and
Well, it might
just
be.
accepted that it was something I didn't know about.
That could go for probably half the things on this show, though.
Oh,
What
dear.
did they mean? Just go with it. Don't ask. Don't ask. It's easier if you don't. Somebody was saying we should have a
Also, I
lexicon
don't like to
this
look
week.
like I don't pay attention or I don't know what's happening, because I mean I do, but I must have missed that one.
It's okay. It's okay. I miss a lot too, and I make it up. I miss it, or I make it up and then forget about it. And so it's very confusing.
Mug Club, I love it.
Mug Club. Sounds like a bunch. They should have frogs on them. Mug Club. Mug Club. I may have to design the next one so it has a frog on it.
So far,
apparently
each Mug Club member has gotten a hand-designed mug.
Mm-hmm.
But that can't last forever because it's hard.
No, we only have a couple more places for that. We're going to do the first 25 that way, and we're getting darn close. Well, so on my planner this week, I wrote, get those mugs ordered or don't go to bed. And so about 8 o'clock at night, I went, oh man, I can't go to bed. I haven't ordered those mugs. So I went to the computer to order those mugs so I could go to bed, and they wouldn't take my credit card. They said we can't verify it. So I think it was their system was down. I went to bed. I will say.
I was just going to say you can't be held responsible for things like
technical difficulties or whatever it was. My credit card was just fine, so it must have been them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I went to bed, but actually, I think I slept really well that night. Probably just, I did.
Because you did your best.
I did.
That's all you can
Kiss
do.
my brain and go to bed. I'm keeping this so I can put something under there if I want, and then have a little tie. I like this idea. It's a little cute. Let's see what else we can do. How's yours coming along?
Good.
Making sense?
Yeah, but you know what I've done already? Like I do every single time. I'm working on three parameters and completely forgot about the fourth, which is the white spots, right?
Well, I haven't gotten there either. But come to think of it, I'm using these. This one has white spots in it. Thanks for mentioning that. My paper has white spots.
Oh, it's almost like you planned it.
Almost like my brain was taking care of me. My well-kissed brain was taking good care of me.
Oh. How's that for a white spot? That's my plate.
That is definitive. It is good. I don't know what I'm going to put on these little cards, but we'll figure it out.
I don't know. I don't know that my table really looks like a table, but
it's artistically made. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Absolutely. I made a Z Fold mini card. See?
You did?
I did.
I got to figure out what I'm doing with my place card. What am I going to...
His and hers. So you introduced me to Sandy Boone. Sandy Boone is like one of my favorite people in the world.
Yeah.
And she posted today something that she had made like 3 years ago, and it was bloopers of her trying to do a live or a recording. It was the funniest darn thing. I think she should go into professional blooperisms. She was really good at it. She was.
I thought about putting my bloopers in to my videos, but they're never that funny, right? They're just dumb.
I do keep the bloopers, and I just put them in a blooper file.
Yeah.
But I don't usually show them.
We never make bloopers, though, do we?
No.
Just card crimes.
Just card crimes, that's right. Card crimes of Craft Roulette. Could be a Netflix series. My little table of cards. I guess we could say thinking of you.
I'm trying to think how I'm going to make my little place card here. I don't know. Now I'm wondering maybe I shouldn't have abandoned my first thought so quickly.
Decorate those.
I've got to decorate. Yes, I'm going to decorate them. I need some little tiny ideas. What shall I put on my cards? Well, this guy could have a little tiny plant for Ardyth. Flower or a flower. We'll just put a flower on for a flowering field.
There you go.
Are those your little misdemeanors?
Probably.
As opposed to card crimes?
As opposed to full-size felonies?
Yeah.
Gosh, I just got probation from Deputy Heidi, too. Man, this is tough. Yep, these are going to be simple. That's going to be a flower. Maybe. All right. Come here, you pen. You pen, you. I'll put a white spot in there, too. 4-petal flowers, very unusual. All right. Did you abandon your idea and going back to it? What do you?
I did. I went. No. I'm still with the table, like with the plate and everything. But now I'm kind of thinking, what was I thinking? Because I don't really know how to make the card on the card. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If the placemat could lift up.
Oh.
Oh, that's an interesting idea. You mean like a shaped card?
If the placemat was a flap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, this is a card on a card.
There. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I'm easily fooled, confused, and just.
So
I'm back down to 38 cards myself. Don't expect much for the rest of the evening.
Okay. All right. I think I've got all the elements here. I just need to figure out how to finish the card and make it into something that's presentable. I'm not sure that I'm loving this.
It's not bad.
No.
It's not. I don't think it's one of your best, but I don't think it's bad at all. And it sure gave you a great idea, so it's worth. It's got some value.
I'm gonna cut.
I do have a whole bunch of questions, so I better start asking.
Okay.
Them
yes.
From our patrons, including Amanda Stevens. She says, I know you don't buy much colored cardstock because you like to color your own, and I'm totally intrigued, she says. Do you find that you have to re-ink your pads a lot? And do you prefer to blend or swipe the ink on your to color your own? Let's start with that. So, do you have to re-ink a lot?
So, yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah, in a word.
So the way I look at it though is I have all my ring inkers and I ring ink my pads quite a bit. But I'm not buying a ton of colors of cardstock. I don't have to store, I don't have to have all the different colors stored separately with their scraps. I don't have to search for scraps. I just grab, like I did for this, I grabbed a white scrap, and this time I blended the ink on, but I'm happy to swipe on too. I don't know. It just, whichever catches my fancy in the moment, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I just find, I have one box of white scraps, and I color them when I need them. I refill my ink pads when I need them, and then everything matches. Right. So if I then decide to stamp on something in this blue color or this gray color, it matches. I'm not worried about matching my cardstock to my ink. So that's another benefit.
Yeah.
But the only cardstock I have white, I have black. I do buy red at Christmas time just because I'm not coloring that much red cardstock. I have craft, and then I have gold and silver and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Kind of specialty paper.
Yeah.
That works. I can see how that works.
Thinking on that. I know. I remember. I resisted. I remember when I was on the Catherine Pooler design team, and she started suggesting to us that we color our own cardstock, and I thought she was completely nuts. It's what a waste of ink. And over time, I've slowly come around to it. And so I get it if other people don't agree with me. I completely understand. So that is not straight.
She also asks, do you ever have a problem with oversaturating the paper or getting it too dark and streaky?
No. No, I do not.
Because do you feel like it
eventually dries. It eventually dries, and Catherine's inks, let me tell you, I have tried in various videos to swipe the ink on and get texture, and it smooths out too much for me. So generally speaking, when it's dry, it is here, let me do one.
Okay, great.
Let me do one. Once it dries, it's smooth. Now, it doesn't look good initially.
Right, I've heard you say that before.
Yep. Okay, so you see what I'm doing there. And I often pounce like that. Okay, so you see all that.
Cool. Pretty impressive.
I'm going to leave it right there. And when we come back to it, you're going to see. If I wanted all these marks here, I don't think I could get them.
It would be hard. Whack. And it's just going to balance out, smooth out.
Yep. As it dries, it really smooths out quite a bit. Okay.
Great question.
That was a great question.
Well, then,
and like I say, it's not something I came to immediately. It took a lot of convincing.
You don't swallow the pill fast. It's like, no, I'm gonna study this. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna test it. Even though you're not a product tester reviewer, you do test.
Well,
right?
I mean, I am a product tester reviewer in that I test it, and if I don't like it, you'll never see me use it again. And if I like it, you will see me use it again. So from that point of view, I wonder what the sentiment for this is going to be.
I think I'm going with here's a cute one. It says, I hope you know how much I care. So it's kind of like, I'm not just sending one card, I'm sending 5. 1 on the bottom and 4 more on top.
So you care 5 times as much as if you just sent 1.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I want to emboss this. Oh, that's a good one.
It harkens back to my old competitive nature, I believe.
You're not competitive.
No, I'm not. I'm a recovered competitive person. Now I don't have any energy for it. It's too much work.
I tend to compete with myself.
That's always good too, yeah. That way, if you lose, you still win.
Well, if I lose, it still upsets me. But I like to continually improve. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Roberta Sadler, Mrs. Birthday Bob Sadler, who also is a birthday girl this month, asks, what is new in your crafty space? Do you have anything new?
I do. I have that Altenew stamp wheel.
Uh-huh.
Which is a new stamp positioner. Let me see. Where is it? Okay, it's in 3 pieces in my room right now. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the base. Okay, I added the grid.
Okay.
And it comes with this, which is a sticky mat that it's like a stamp. Okay, so if you can picture like a big background stamp, that's what this is. Wow. So it's got a grid kind of built into it. And then it's also got a flat side. And as far as a sticky mat goes, I am loving this. It holds your paper really well without damaging it or ripping it when you peel it off. And I don't know if you saw, but when I was stenciling this earlier, like it holds the stencil down and you can
No pixel
stencil
spray.
with one hand.
How big?
So I really like that. And
what
then
do you
it
do
comes
with your other hand? What do you
well,
do
you
with
know, this I know. If you see my video, you can see my hand like
it?
wanting because like when you put this down, I don't know if this is going to work because the stencil's dirty now, but like, you know, and nothing's moving. Nothing's moving.
That's pretty impressive.
So, yeah. So then this is starting to look, then you just peel that off and it's, you know, like it's good. It's good. So then this is a clear plate. And this is the tricky bit for me. So this was their kind of answer to the Misty, right?
Okay.
So to stamp, what you need to do is pick it up, put your, oh, here, I can stamp my sentiment. All right, so you put your card down. You put your sentiment where you want it. Okay. And then you pull, this isn't great because this isn't flat. Let me just tape this down so that it's flat. I'm not doing Altenew any favors here by showing it like this.
Well, I will interject and say, I think it was Biddy Penny that said in your video you gave her some tips on how to use that helped. Or was that this?
I did, yes. I have, like, do you notice how I've numbered the I call these the petals, okay? Because one of the beautiful things about, like, what I like the best about this, I would not use this as a Misty. Let me just show you. So to use it as a Misty, you pick up the stamp like this, okay? Then you flip it over, you grab your ink, then you flip it back over, and you stamp it down.
That's a few too many steps.
So that's fine. I mean, it works. I find the Misty much easier, right? With the door, it's just so much easier. But what you can do with this is you can put a stamp, like let's say I wanted to make a little wreath. Okay, so I put my cardstock down and I put my stamp down and I put my one, actually I'm going to put my one at the bottom and I need to know where the center is here. Okay. So, and you can tell where the center is because it's marked right there. So then you pick it up. And you stamp it down. Okay. Then you pick it up. And this time I'm going to move it to number 3. I'm going to put number 3 at the bottom. You see where I'm going?
Yep.
And it's going to end up making, this time I'm going to put number 5 at the bottom. It's going to end up making like a little wreath design. So this, I mean, you know, I love the Stencils 360.
Right.
And I love making any kind of circular, kind of geometric design. So this I quite like. I do find the movement, the flipping, it takes a little bit of getting used to.
Okay, yeah.
But, I mean, it's precise.
But you're still good with it, yeah.
It's precise.
It is very precise.
Yeah. Because of the way this wheel fits into the base. As long as you are moving it to the right one, which is why I numbered them. And now I'm at 15 at the bottom.
That makes sense. That would help a lot.
Yeah. Right. So, I mean, that I just pulled out a stamp I had on my mask here, but like, that's kind of neat. And
It
then
is.
I could even reposition it and go back to one and pick it up.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I think it's a really fun way to get more out of your stamps. But,
Yeah, look at that.
I get that if you're not going to use it as a MISTI, oh, this might not. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to work or not.
Well, you weren't really planning on.
Oh, it is working.
It did work. And you do
It
have a
is working.
video on this.
I do
Yeah,
have
it's
a
starting
video
now.
on
Cool.
this. Yeah.
And if you
So-
haven't signed up for Ardyth's channel, you should. Because she does
yes,
this all
please.
the time and shows all these
Yes,
cool
please.
tricks.
Anyway, so that's something there. Let's just check in on our gray cardstock. So it's smoothing out.
Oh, it is. It is. How
Yep.
long do you think something like that takes when it's pretty wet?
I don't know. What's it been, 10 or 15 minutes?
Probably.
So yeah, it does take a minute or two.
Yeah, so you have to be kind of patient.
Yeah. Although, if you want, you can do it, continue working with it, because it will continue drying.
Okay. Oh, okay. And
You know-
but it's
you know
not
what I
like
mean? Like, you
so
could
it's
finish
not
the
going to
card.
get on your fingers or anything.
Yeah. No.
Right. So that's kind of a cool trick. That's good.
So, yeah.
Good question, Roberta. So,
So,
that's
so
something
that-
new in your craft room.
That is my big new investment in my craft room. I bought that one myself. I
Uh-huh.
was kind of hoping Altenew would send it to me, but they didn't.
Doggone it.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll send it to you now. A little late, but whatever. But good.
Yeah.
Makira asks, have you ever made something you enjoyed so much that you never wanted to send it to someone?
Yes.
You send your cards. You
I-
send a lot of cards.
I don't send as many as I make. I donate a lot of my cards to a senior's home that's
Right.
affiliated with my church.
Especially at Christmas.
Especially at Christmas. And but oh yeah, there's definitely I call those my black label cards. And they're the ones that like I keep for myself that I would send to somebody very special on a very special occasion, or I might not ever send them.
Mm-hmm,
So yeah. And often, I shouldn't say often because it doesn't happen that often, but when those cards are either ones that took a long time
Yeah.
to make, or I don't have the products anymore, but I still really like it.
Oh, okay.
Because most
That's a
cards
good
I
brand.
kind of go,
That's
you
a
know
good-
what? I could make it again if I really wanted to.
Yep. Yep. You're right. There are some that I have found that I go, oh, that paper was really pretty.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't have it. It will never come back to me. I love it. I don't want to leave it. I know it's 20 years old.
Well, the other thing about cards is I don't want to be upset. Like, I don't want to give a card to somebody and have them feel like they have to keep it forever. I mean, if they want to, that's great. But I don't want them to feel like they have to keep it forever. So if it's something that I would be upset about somebody throwing out, then I tend not to send it.
Well, is there any stamps that say, instead of throwing it out, please send it back?
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. Or send it to someone else.
Yes,
I
and
know
include
some
a stamp.
Yeah, some people they write their greetings on like a Post-it so that people could, like, part of their
Right.
gift is the ability to use the card to send to
Yes,
someone else.
I've gotten quite a few of those. They're lovely. I got a card from my aunt today, who's 92, or this
Oh,
week.
nice.
She had fallen about 6 weeks ago, and she just messed up her right hand, her dominant hand. She wrote the whole thing in her left hand.
Oh, gosh.
I could read it. It was impressive. I thought, that's some good motor skills there. I cannot even.
For sure, especially at 92 to be trying to relearn something like that, right?
Right. Because I thought, man, her handwriting's going really down the hill. And then I read she did it in her left hand. Her handwriting's really good. So
she may be more ambidextrous than she thinks too. I think I'm quite ambidextrous.
Well, you're a left-handed person and living in a right-handed world.
Yes. And I also play piano, which I think develops your right hand.
Yes.
But I write with my left hand, but most other things, like when I cut with scissors, I use my right hand.
Well, that's good for you because those are hard to do. Cutting with a non-dominant hand is usually pretty tough.
Yeah.
So you're pretty good. My husband's weird like that too.
Is that right? Yeah. It just may be that I was forced, like, I never had left-handed scissors. So I just figured it out.
Yeah. It's true. He does all his fine motor skills left-handed and his gross motor skills right-handed.
There you go.
And Mr. Producer, his mother, wasn't very smart when she bought him his first hockey stick. And I didn't know there was left-handed and right-handed hockey sticks, and I got him a left-handed one, but he was right-handed. But they kept him with that left-handed hockey stick because it was harder to guard against.
Oh, okay. So he plays left-handed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Isn't that funny?
That is funny.
Cheryl Jackson, who lives to amuse, asks, how do you decide what to keep and what not to keep? Well, you just told us in the craft room on your cards. How about your old supplies? What do you do with them?
That's actually a really good question, and it's something I've been working on lately because I started feeling very claustrophobic in here. Like there was just too much stuff and too much choice. Yep. So I've been going through and a couple of weeks ago I made a video about plaid and how much I like plaid, and part of that was I was going through my craft room and saying, okay, I like plaid. How many ways can I make plaid in this room? And I have, 15 plaid stencils and 23 plaid dies and stamps and, so that's what I do is I gather together the like things and I figure out which ones I have to keep. You just know that. You're like, no, that I'm keeping. And then you get to the ones that you're kind of like, well, yeah, I like it. But just because you like it, does it, are you going to use it? Is it different enough from something else you have to justify having both of them? Those are all questions like you really have to answer yourself. And what I'm trying to do now is have a container and say, like, once that container is full of, right now it's my stamps and dies, no more without taking something out.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yep. That's a great way to do it. I have that too with my stamps. It's like once these boxes get full, somebody's got to go to somewhere else.
Right.
Yep. And it really does hold you back. I mean, it's kind of like, well, I don't think I need that then so quite so much.
Yeah.
But,
and I've been very public about saying now, like, oh my goodness, look how much I bought in 2022.
Right.
And showed how much I bought. And then I showed how much I hadn't even used.
Right.
So I've made it a focus, really. One is to try and buy less. And I'm doing okay with that. And the other one is to go through my unused piles and use things that are in that pile. And then figure out, is it really something I want to keep? Because if you're never going to use it, why have it?
Right.
So now, having said that,
what if that thing? What if?
Well, yeah. And so a good question to ask in that is if you're looking at something and I don't know, like, let's say I didn't, I don't have a good example to hand. But if you're looking at something, and you're saying, well, what if I ever need this? And the
Right.
question is, well, what if you did need it and you didn't have it? What would you do?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're
Mhm.
happy with the answer to that question, then don't keep it.
Right.
If you're not happy with the answer to that question, then that's a reason to keep it.
Do you watch The Minimal Mom, her video?
I do. I do.
Yep.
Oh,
You sound
do you
like her.
recognize what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. Dawn's brilliant. The only thing
I love her. I love her.
Dawn and I disagree on scrapbooking because
Yes,
I feel
I've
like
noticed-
scrapbooking is the perfect way to get rid of stuff because you can keep a record of it, clear your head, and not have to worry about keeping the thing.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the only thing.
And I
Other than
suspect
that, I
that
think she's
Dawn-
fabulous.
I think that Dawn, if you explained that to her, would agree with you.
She might.
Right?
She might.
That's just not something as she would say, she's in a different season of life than you are.
Exactly.
She's got 4 kids at home. She's not scrapbooking.
No.
She kind of mocks her mother because her mother makes cards apparently, and Dawn
Right.
just can't quite get her head around this.
Right.
But I think she has a very gracious,
Yes.
accepting approach, and I love how she talks about it and how she shares and kind of, and I listen and I think, okay, well, that I can adopt and that I can't. That's fine.
Correct. And I think she would
so-
say exactly. She would absolutely be 100% behind that.
Yep.
No problem at all.
Also, I don't necessarily want to be a minimalist. I just don't
Right.
want to be enslaved by my stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
And I don't want to be surrounded by stuff. And that's the other thing that she says too, is like, why would you let your stuff make you feel bad?
Yeah.
Stuff should not be able to make you feel bad. Get rid of it.
Right. Right.
So,
yeah, I think she's great. I really do like
Yeah,
her. She's
I do
just
too.
a little cutie patootie, and she's
Yep.
upbeat, and it's the minimal mom, and she's just great. She's just
I-
great. And then the clutter
you
bug
are-
too. I like her.
yes, if you are struggling with clutter, I would say those are both good channels to watch.
Except scrapbooking. You should scrapbook.
Okay, yeah. I'm not saying you should blindly follow everything they say. Just
Correct. Correct.
take what works
Absolutely.
for you.
That's absolutely right. Well, I've got a couple more questions, but we may just not be able to get to them. I should have timed myself a little better. But I do want to go over these cards that we did, and I can ask you a couple after we get done
Yeah,
with
we'll
this
ask them
part.
after the giveaway.
So let's see if I made all the parameters. I've got lots of cards on cards. I've got all these are cards, and they do say, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, crafters and craftettes, you are a wonderful person. So inside the cards, they all have a message, and it says, I hope you know how much I care. The sky view, I use lots of different things, like some sunset and sunrise colors, some sky colors, trees in the sky, tree trunks that as you look up, as you lie down. I used to lie down on my glider at the lake and look up at the sky, and I saw all sorts of beautiful things like that. And then some sunny colors
starry
as
night.
well, and a starry night. I made my own little table. I was going to make that like a drop leaf thing, but it didn't work out, so I sealed it up. And this already has white spots on it, so I am done. I done did it, and I'm happy with it, and that's my card for $159. Your card, you did a card on a card, then you forgot that you did a card on a card.
And then I forgot. And then I thought I also needed a place card, but I didn't want to get too 3D on
right.
top.
Right.
So, I mean, my card is the table, and this is a place setting when you're at a fancy dinner, I guess.
Yes.
So
yeah.
maybe an anniversary dinner. My sky view, I've got gray and I've got blue, and I've got some blue and sparkly gems.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
And your white spot is the
I got
plate.
one white spot is my plate. Is that all 4?
That's cute. Yeah, that's it. You did it. And
Awesome.
I love how different ours are. Mine's
I
kind
know.
of
I love.
cluttery.
I appreciate the change in perspective of table. One's
Yeah.
top down and one is looking at.
Yeah, this is a great set of parameters. It's once again, when we first got it, it was like, yeah, blah, 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 whatever. We'll do it. We don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to do it. And now we've got something started and cards are coming in. We're going to have all sorts of fun things to look at.
Yeah. Once you start
fun.
opening your mind, that's my problem is I tend to like zero in on something and then forget about the rest because I feel the time pressure,
Yeah.
Like normally if I don't have time, I did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You were very
and I have
flexible.
to say, for all my preaching about minimalism and, not keeping stuff that you're not going to use, this set I bought years ago after this die set with the placemat and the cutlery. I bought years ago after I had done some invitations for a friend, and this is what she had wanted, and I can't remember what we ended up doing, but we didn't do this. And then when I saw the die set, I thought, oh, I'm going to buy that just in case I ever have to do that again. Of course, I never have. So this is the first time I have ever used this is an old paper tray die set.
It's perfect.
So there you go. So don't do what I say, just do what I do. No, don't
just
do what I do.
Everything,
do what I say.
Everything you said. That's right. Well, it just turned out fine. But if you hadn't had that, we would have missed out on a cute card. But you would have made another one with your biplane or something.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
We would have been fine. There would have been a plan, which actually was plan A. This one's plan B. And if your plan B is this good, your plan A would have soared. Using a little airplane vernacular.
There you go. Yep, my little airplane.
All right. Yep, that's right, Deputy Heidi. And she says, and we call that craft roulette. That's exactly right.
So that's what it is.
That's what it is. Deputy Heidi knew all along. Well, you guys are going to want to play too, so why don't we let Ardyth switch her camera, and we'll tell you how to play Craft Roulette, episode 159. What you're going to want to do is make your card use those 4 parameters, please. Explain them in the description if you would. That helps us a lot to know what you were thinking. And then just load it up electronically on craftroulette.live. There is a submission form already waiting for your submissions. Do the very, very best that you can and take a wonderful picture. It really helps look so we can see it better in the gallery and appreciate that a lot. Why would you want to do this? Why would you want to do this? Because we give great prizes and you have to be a card contributor to be on that giveaway board. We've got, where's Justine? She's in the wrong place. That's where she is. Okay, we've got Justine next week and she's at 160.
Interesting.
I had a couple things flipping around on me today, but I thought it was me, but I don't think it was now. Anyway, we have Justine next week. After that, we have Mari Clark, and then we get to meet Brandy Mahon and Kathy Zilski, and after that, Jema Malmy, our first guest on Craft Roulette, will be coming back and joining us. So we've got more coming, too. So join us every week. Remember, the slideshow starts at 6:10 Central Daylight Time, and the show starts at 6:30. Tell your friends. Bring a load. Bring a busload of friends with you. We'd love that, because we like you. So, we would like to thank our patrons. Did you remember we had all that new music? Now we can make more remarkable ads with wonderful music soundtracks. And they can be things that we have never used before and that aren't used on every other Instagram reel. So it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be great. I'm really excited to have good music because we like music here at the Fun House. And it's a wonderful thing to have some good choices. So I'm glad that we have our patrons so that we could buy the licensing. How much did that cost? It was like €134.
Oh, a little bit more than that for a year.
Well, it was only a year. It wasn't lifetime?
Only a year.
Doggone it. Why do they keep wanting money? Everybody wants money. Give me some money. Anyway, we do thank you. We thank you that you give us money. And we also thank you when you participate in our blog and the card exchange. I was so happy to see a lot of the people that are having April birthdays, showing their cards that they had gotten from the patrons, so from each other. And it was very, very nice. Keep it up. This is the giveaway time. There's that familiar confetti. We are having some wonderful giveaways tonight. And if you sent in a card last week, your name will be on that board. It is programmed to randomly select a winner. We have nothing to do with it. Our hands are off the wheel. And what some of them can be shipped internationally, some cannot. We've got things, gift certificates, we've got goodie bags, and we've got that handmade card with an itty bitty gift. Plus, Ardyth is going to donate her card that she made tonight. So, let's see who wins. Let's get this thing going.
Let's do Ardyth's card first.
Okay. Ardyth is first. Who's going to get the place sitting from Ardyth? See, that's one card she is giving up. Her room is going to be so much more minimal right now, just after she sends that away. Good luck, all. Boink, boink, boink. Oh, it's our sweet friend Carmen Broxma. She will love that. She is in Colorado, and she will love that. She does so many process videos. You can see all the process videos. They have now an indexed page on craftroulette.live under Associates. Is that right? Under Associates. And there's like 170 some process videos that for Craft Roulette cards made by our viewers. For a handmade card with an itty bitty gift, Sweet Susan, that can I never remember. Anyway, she's always thoughtful and kind and forgives me that I can't say her last name. Please let us know that you want these gifts by contacting us on Claim a Prize, which is another form on our website, which is an awesome website.
It will be open after all the giveaways are picked.
I always forget that part. Who's going to get a goodie bag from Vanessa. How fun for Vanessa Bizard. That's good. Good. Make sure you let me know by Sunday at 6:30, Sunday at midnight. And if you're a patron, you have till Thursday at midnight. For what are we giving away? Oh, a VIP pass to the Paper Crafters Get Organized Summit. After you listen to us talk about being organized, these are 28 people telling you how. Oh, Jackie, that's great. Congratulations. Jackie is in Australia, so she'll be easy. That'll be easy for her. She is a leading lady as well. Congratulations. And who's going to get this calls for confetti? I made that. I've got these little bubble things and cute little shaker stuff bits. Nice little company. Great to have them as spin sponsors. $25 gift certificate is going to Karen Goddard, who sent in the first card tonight. She's also in Australia, so I hope that works out. But we'll give it our best shot. And for a Whimsy stamp, $25 gift certificate. Isn't that fun? But it is fun getting new stuff, especially when it's a gift. I never mind. How did Amanda get on there? She usually likes us to go ahead and respin. If you don't like me for saying that, Amanda, you can let me know. I'll probably have an extra card around here somewhere for you. The itty bitty gift as an apology. Oh, there's the pilot right there. Greg Hiltbrand. He and his wife make cards together. She's kind of like his assistant in surgery, I think. He asks for things, she hands them to him, and they have a good time making cards. It's very, very nice. I like it very much. So, all right. Well, congratulations. Make sure you claim those prizes using the claim prize form when it's open.
It is now open.
It is now open on craftroulette.live, and use the same email that you submitted your card with, because we have that protection, because we have some nice gift certificates.
I tried to make it a little easier. It should load if you hit save details on the submission form. It should put your email directly in the box. It is case sensitive.
Oh.
So if you're having trouble, look back at your last submission and make sure the cases are right, because some people have like a capital first letter in their email address and then they don't expect it. So
yeah,
okay.
We forget. We use it so often. Copy, paste, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Well done. Well, let's get back to Ardyth and ask her a couple more questions, and then we can let her go for the night. Yep. You're all done. You did something unusual. You probably have.
I was thinking it would be a great invitation, wouldn't it?
It really would. Yeah. We don't get those very often.
You should put that down as a parameter.
Invitation?
Yeah, as a project.
That's a good parameter. The projects are sometimes kind of hard to figure out to make a bunch of new ones, so that's a good idea. Invitation. Would I like to make an invitation? I don't know. I have to think about that before I put it on. Cordelia Alderman asked a very great question. Yeah, I mean, you've been on, this is your 9th time, and you've answered a lot of questions. But she says, is there something you would like to tell us about yourself or your card making that no one has ever asked? That's kind of a big question.
That's a question that I would love to think about and get back to, because
you've answered a lot of questions.
It's just, like off the top of my head, I can't really think of it, but I'm sure there is something. Yeah. I'm sure there is something.
How about next time
Cordelia.
you're on? Next time you're on, you can answer it.
Okay. So Cordelia, how's that for a deal? Next time I'm on, I will answer that question. Send it to me, right? So I remember exactly.
Yes. Is her sound getting funny? Okay, her sound is getting funny. I know, you're starting to sound like you're in a little tin can, so we're going to... You can still hear you, though. So,
I don't want to touch it.
Don't touch.
I don't want to touch it.
Ardyth is the only person who we had technical difficulties during the show, and we ended up stopping the show, and then we had to just record it to release it the next day. So we've seen that Ardyth and I have gone through a lot together on Friday nights. It's great, though. I do have another question, too, so we'll get to that. But I always like to ask Grandma Gay's thoughtful question of the day, and it's a fun one. So I'm going to ask that one. And for a color parameter, Mr. Wheel has chosen breakfast cereal. Not the box, but the cereal. What colors do you choose? Adult whole wheat, or do you choose kids fruity? And we'll close out on that.
Kids fruity, for sure.
Yeah. Maybe you would eat adult food, but you would definitely craft kids colors. Yeah.
Sure.
Right. Bring on the Fruit Loops.
Absolutely.
That's right. I thought that would be what you'd say.
That's a great question.
Isn't that cute? That's fun. That's real fun. Well, thank you for joining us again. Really appreciate you being here. Always such a delight to spend the evening with you. It is time, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, crafters and craftettes, to call it a night, but you know what we got to do first? Give the old nog a big old smooch. We have done something good. We've made a card, and we're going to see your cards, I hope. You have till Sunday night at midnight, Thursday night at midnight, if you are a patron. It's worth it. Ardyth. I can't say one thing and think another. Ardyth, thank you so much. Hope to see you on the summit. And get those VIP tickets. You can get them through you, can't you?
Longer term access to the videos.
Right.
But it's completely free if you want to attend next weekend. I will be going live at 11 on Friday.
Okay. All right. Ooh, Ooh, it's going to be more of a fun Friday than ever. Perfect. Sounds good. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I look forward to reading your comments tomorrow with my coffee. Well done, Mr. Producer. I'm glad we got your voice, even though it's going bad now. Y'all stay safe. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Tuesday for In Review next Friday with Justine Hovey, who will be up in the middle of the night in Germany. Thank you. Bye-bye.